What on earth?
I don't know.
Oh my word.
Oh, don't judge me.
Every time. Hello, everyone, and welcome into tonight's live stream. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the recent updates that Disney released about the 50th anniversary. I see Jeff from Elite Passengers. Hello. Katrina, hello. Birdwell, hello. James, hello. And anyone else they may be watching in Ninja Mode, hello and welcome. And so I gotta say, first things first, can we talk about Jeff's comment?
I'm alone. There's no one here beside me. You do know that's DreamWorks and therefore the Dark Shadowy place, right?
I think he knows that. Oh my word. So Disney released, I would say pull it up on your phone, but you're on your phone.
I'm on my phone.
I know that. Disney released the look for the castle. They have the 50th anniversary ornamentation on the castle, and they're still doing it because the moat is still drained. And they showed pictures of Minnie and Mickey's outfits for the 50th anniversary. I love them. Oh, here comes trouble.
Oh.
We're going to hear about it. We're going to hear. He's got his opinion, which, by the way, his opinion is wrong. Putting it out there.
My opinion about what? I only heard just something about my opinion.
It's wrong.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. Hold on. I got to flip my camera backwards. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to put you big.
Mike? Hold on. Okay, so my phone is frozen. I have to back out and come back in. Hold on.
Okay. So while we waiting for Aaron to come back, Disney released pictures of what the castle looks like for the 50th anniversary. Trouble next to me has an opinion about it. His opinion's wrong. And yeah, I see that look on your face, man. I see that look on your face.
Okay, there we go.
So here we go. There we go. That's what it looks like. That's the concept art for it. Can you find an actual picture?
Well, all we got is the concept art. They don't have anything on the actual castle yet. And here's Mickey and Minnie's outfits.
Okay. I know they isn't there a third picture? I thought I saw a third picture.
There was a third picture. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, here we go. This is open image, new tab.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. I love it. I think it's pretty. Troublemaker doesn't like it. So.
All right, don't take me back from big. I'm switching the camera back.
I just don't think it's enough. Like, even with like even with like Disneyland's 50th, like I get that they can't do some of the more 3D pieces with the projection system. I get that, but I was expecting at least maybe a little bit more bunting or something like that. Because if you do look at like the castle from Disneyland's 50th, there's similar designs. I would say that, but it's lacking like the character charms that they had on there. And I'm just not really a fan of the 50th logo either. So, I mean, it's
Well,
very
the 50th
minimalistic.
logo, I can respect that opinion with the 50th logo. I don't really care for it fully either. But as far as the castle, you're contradicting yourself, really. You understand that they can't go big and out there with character charms, but then you're upset that they didn't do that.
Well, no. There's like they could probably still do that but make it 2D. They can still do that on 2Ds with 2D images.
Not really. It would still mess up the projections. And we both know that nighttime entertainment at Magic Kingdom now is based around having those projections on the castle.
I'm with Katrina with the merch. I kind of hope it's similar colors to what the castle and what Minnie and Mickey have for their 50th anniversary costumes.
Yep. Okay, I'm here now.
Woo. I do see I do see gold being in the 50th anniversary ears. At least it may not be the entire ears, but I see maybe the bow being gold and having the 50th anniversary emblem in the center. So I do think a lot of their merch will look similar to Minnie and Mickey's costumes and similar to the logo and the castle.
See, I think the actual ear part, this is going to be gold. Whereas the hat, like the hat part for the actual official, like Mickey ears, that I think will be like the whole rose gold iridescent, kind of like the
Mickey hat ear.
Mickey hat, or even the costumes for Mickey and Minnie for the 50th. Something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm distracted. I had Tanya on before we went live, and
whereas I think like the Minnie Mouse ears, you may be right. Where the bow might be gold, the ears will be that iridescent color.
I can see them putting in the center of the bow the little 50th logo that they have on the castle.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Hi, Mika. Welcome in.
And that might be where they got it.
Yeah. I honestly feel like that is going to be on the bows.
I think they went with that because it is kind of minimalistic and won't affect the projections all that much.
Yeah.
Again, nighttime entertainment at Magic Kingdom is centered around that castle and projections. They can't mess with that projection mapping too much, or it's going to throw the whole thing off, and it will look bad.
My guess, and this is just purely a guess, is that some of the design of the 50th castle with all the extra decorations was toned down due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm disappointed is that this is their 50th anniversary. This is what they can use to rev up attendance. Spend a little bit of extra money with these decorations. It's an 18th month celebration.
Chapek spent extra money.
I mean, I know. This is just me talking here. I'm not him, and obviously we know that he doesn't always make the right decisions. But this is what they could use to drive more. And it's like, oh, look at that.
We both know that even if the pandemic hadn't happened, Chapek spending extra money that he doesn't have to spend is not something that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I
understand
that. All I have to say is, I know this is going to shock them, but look at California Adventure with cutting corners. Like eventually, stuff will have to get
show off.
But I mean, we don't want I know it's just a celebration, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's so we're in a different spot here, but just because you want to save money doesn't mean that it's Disney, it's going to draw people in. Although I think this event would draw people in no matter what.
It's going to draw people in because one, it's the 50th anniversary. Two, it's going to be 18 months long, which people are going to be very happy about that because it'll give people a chance who can't go this year to go the following years.
People waiting for those shots and things to kind of calm down a little bit. Totally.
Yeah. So that was smart on Disney's part with making it 18 months.
Well, I mean, also, again, Disneyland Celebration was 2005 and 2006. I think it was a similar length, if not the same length. So it makes sense that Disneyland's going to get a 2-year celebration. Disney World's going to get. Well, it's actually going to span 3 different years.
Yeah,
it's going to be a year and a half, but the timing of it is going to be in 3 different calendar years.
Yeah,
exactly. So it makes it seem even longer than
it actually is.
Mm-hmm. So I think if your spring breaks in for kids, if it's in March, you have 2 different Marches to go ahead and see it.
Yeah.
Because summer is not their busiest time of the year. I think August is September is their slowest time, I believe now. It used to be somewhere in the winter.
January, February is still the slowest.
There was a video that I think it was DFB blog that said that August to September, right at the start of the school year, is now their slowest time. And they were talking about the ticket prices. I think that's where I heard it. And then, you know what? That actually does make sense to me. It's you want your kids to at least to start off school, be in the first 2 months.
Yeah.
And schools are starting earlier and earlier. I mean, a lot of schools, some of them even start end of July.
Yeah.
For their school year, technically.
No, let's see. Most school district typically starts in August. So.
Well, we won't get into that. It just depends what type of school district you're in, where you're at. So I do know school districts.
Yay, Florida!
Well, I mean, we the school district around here. They're starting early August, just like most other.
Although it's weird because when we went to school, we didn't start until late August.
Yeah, it was more of when the colleges started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a recent change. Let's just say that for that.
Of course, it's a recent change.
Yeah, of course. Well, duh. I would say how recent, because then never mind. But although getting back on topic with the projection system for Tower of Terror, it's finally being used for something other than Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys...
Yeah. I think they're doing that so that all 4 parks are celebrating the 50th with Magic Kingdom, but Magic Kingdom's getting
that was always the plan.
Yeah, that was always the plan. Always the plan. To say that if you can't get to the Magic Kingdom on opening day, we're still gonna have other stuff around. I think that's my guess is that the celebration probably would have already started.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot more. All of the merch is going to be at Magic Kingdom. I don't think you'll find any of the merch at any of the other parks because it just wouldn't make sense.
Maybe World of Disney.
Yeah, I could see maybe World of Disney.
But then again, you never know. There's some weird things that have been popping up at different areas. I think the generic merchandise, if it's for Disney World's 50th, that might be at all 4 theme parks.
That's what I was going to say. Is it's not just Magic Kingdom's 50th anniversary; it's the Walt Disney World Resort as a whole. 50th.
Yeah, but it started with Magic, so
yeah. So I think you'll find some general Walt Disney World 50th throughout the resort.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense for them not to sell it at all 4 parks. Again, knowing who, they'll be like, why isn't this here? Why aren't we selling this here? And just there's
cheapskate.
Exactly. And with what they do with the merchandise, again, it's okay, this really doesn't belong. Why is there Star Wars merchandise here? This doesn't really belong here. But
Yeah.
it's just like Epcot needed a place to sell Star Wars merchandise, like Baby Yoda
Yeah.
masks. Like, okay, I really wouldn't associate Baby Yoda with Epcot. There's
Yeah.
nothing Star Wars about Epcot. But yet, if you look in Mouse Gear, you got those types of face masks.
Yeah. I can see the other parks also having some sort of 50th anniversary specialty treat of some sort.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what that treat would be. There's definitely going to be a cupcake, right?
Yeah. It could be like a cupcake or something. And I probably won't-
Macaroon.
Yeah.
I know
Or
they like to do macaroons a lot.
yeah. Or like maybe
You're a macaroon.
Jeez.
Although my trip in July, I would also have to say this. I found Epcot pins, like the flag pins with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I found those at was it Discovery Island Mercantile? That's right on the right-hand side when you first walk in, right before the Tree of Life. Yeah, there was Canada pins, Germany pins, like those pins that normally you would only be able to find at Epcot or maybe the Pin Traders. And I want to call it Downtown Disney, but Disney Springs. So like when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is not what I expected. This merchandise really doesn't belong in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing Canadian about that at all.
Yeah.
But yet there are some of these pins that like.
Are you telling me that Canada doesn't look like Pandora?
No. Yeah, it doesn't. Not at all.
Oh, we need Mel to confirm this.
Yes, Mel. We need your opinion. Although Katrina says, do you want the birthday cake castle? Again, the birthday cake castle, I know I'm kind of talking a lot here, which I'll shut up in a second. But the birthday cake castle, if you're a little kid, for the 50th and I saw that, I loved it. But at the same time, when you're kind of looking as an adult, it's just like tacky. So, I mean, it's different opinions. It's like, who are they targeting? I think that was something for the kids a little bit more. All right.
For those of you that just missed it, yes, that was my dad messing with me while I was live.
Hi, Mel.
Oh, there she is. So I'm going to say it again now that she's here. So you're telling me that Canada does not look like Pandora? Is that what you're telling me?
Where is the Star Wars in Epcot? Tell me. Someone tell me where the Star Wars in Epcot is.
There isn't. He's messing with
I know he is.
And yet you're falling for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. And there's about, I don't know, like 6-inch gap where I can fit my hands underneath this computer stand I got for Christmas. And I'm making a gesture. Actually, 2 of them.
So the thing is, we were talking about if you couldn't get into Magic Kingdom for the 50th. Well, me and Roxy are going. we have our hotel. So.
We have tickets for opening day, and we're expanding our stay until his birthday. So
yeah, we'll be at Magic October 1st.
When is October 1st this year?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday? Oh, there you go. Oh, now that's not towards me anymore.
that's towards babe. That's you. That's all you, babe. That is all you.
And you know what? I called it the golf ball too growing up. I just wonder how big of a size of a club you have to do.
Just wait, Jeff. Me and you're supposed to be meeting at the Brandon Mall in the next couple of weeks. Just wait.
Oh. By the way, this is an Angry Orchard.
What?
It's Big Thunder Mountain.
An Angry Orchard.
Oh, we're going to be drinking Angry Orchard? I'll be right back. I have some. I know that surprises you, Matt.
Oh yeah, I'm shocked. This is my shocked face.
Spaceship Earth equals Star Wars.
I know. Didn't they do? I know they've done some projection mapping on Spaceship Earth.
They have.
Didn't
yes.
didn't they for Star Wars weekend one year? Didn't they turn it into the Death Star?
Yes.
There's your Star Wars at Epcot.
For what? 3 hours? All that and Mike Wazowski, right?
I did see the Mike Wazowski.
I remember when it did Mike Wazowski. I wasn't there for it, but I saw pictures of it, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, all that happened between my last visit in 2011 and 2018 or 2019. But yeah, life happens, and sometimes you can't go.
No, it'll give them ideas. They'll find a way to put it in Animal Kingdom too. They could probably put indoor at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, they could.
Oh my word, they probably could.
And probably, honestly, it'd probably be like nothing wrong with Galaxy's Edge, but I think when people are thinking a Star Wars based land, they're thinking of something that they've already seen, rather than something completely new. Which it's always fun to explore things that are completely new, but it's just like when you're trying to picture yourself in a Star Wars story, it's like, all right, it just seems more generic, and you want to be in the middle of the movie, you know?
You know, they keep talking about redoing Dinoland, and here's what my proposal is, and this is not my original proposal. This is what I read and I agree with, and this is what I think they should do. They should take Dinoland, nix it, retheme it to South America, and turn the dinosaur ride into Indiana Jones. Boom.
I like that idea, but I also like turning Dinoland into Zootopia.
Don't touch dinosaurs, says Kim.
We're touching Dinoland. I'm sorry, Dinoland.
It's
falling apart.
Let me say this again. It's a dead land.
It's dead. No one goes in there. It's falling apart.
I go in there.
It's always been a dead land. Get it?
Okay. That was such a dad joke that no one caught on.
Mm-hmm. Although, I think its days are numbered. It's about to go extinct. I do think because because of Primeval World. Primeval World is no longer in operation. They're dismantling some parts for parts.
You need to be more careful because you know eventually I am going to come back to the Chicago area and I will get you for these punts.
I do like how it's Dinoland represents the animals of the past, right? That was the original goal, was past, present, and future, or mythical, not future, but mythical. Which Pandora kind of fits into the mythical, right? I mean, it's a modern day type fake fantasy. That fantasy aspect. You have the past with dinosaurs. But I just don't. There's not like the fact that I think dinosaur would be more successful if it was easier to find. It takes a little bit to get.
So I was at Animal Kingdom today, and it was actually one of the longest waits at Animal Kingdom today because Everest was only 30 minutes, and I think I only ended up waiting, 15? Yeah. Jonathan can confirm that for me. And
Jonathan said it was, you got in on like 15 minutes.
And it was listed as 30. Then you had Dinosaur over there listed at 70 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Which the only two rides longer than it were Flight of Passage, which was 75, and Navi River Journey, which was, 95? So.
Yeah, I mean.
And as for Dinosaur Kim, I'm sorry. It's not going to make it. It's not going to make it.
I do think, but honestly, also when you add that South American aspect, it does open more potentially more animals into the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got the African continent, you've got the Asian continent. They're not going to do North America because people visiting this park are generally from North America. So what's next? South America.
Yeah. I mean that South America or Australia, I could see either way that you could make that land.
We don't want Australia because we don't want to feel like everything's trying to kill us.
You don't want to see a kangaroo?
I want to see a kangaroo. I just don't want to see spiders the size of your head.
True. Although, if you want spiders the size of your head, you just go into it stuff to be a bug. I mean, they're not real, but
I didn't even look up at those.
no, I'm not a fan of spiders either. So
I am not a fan of spiders. So when I saw that coming, I literally did this and just kept the ceiling blocked the entire time they were up there.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't do that ride because I don't like things poking at me. And well,
I even saw that coming. So I was sitting back in my chair and I saw that coming and I just went.
yeah, but they also do the, don't they just, isn't that just the bottom of the seat too?
No, it only gets the back of the
Okay.
Yeah.
backrest.
Okay.
It's only the backrest.
I got fur in my nose.
Sassy fur?
No. Candy fur.
But I don't,
I feel like ever since Animal Kingdom opened 20 some years ago, I feel like Dinoland was never popular.
A lot of people feel like they botched the theming of it just from the beginning.
well, I
It-
agree.
It
No, I
looks
agree.
like something they just did in the last minute as like a placeholder for something else that never happened.
Well, they were supposed to have the excavator roller coaster in that area as well. I think maybe Dinosaur replaced that. So there
No,
was
Dinosaur was always playing, and my understanding with Dinosaur, because originally it was just called Countdown to Extinction, and it didn't have the movie tie-in with, the dinosaur movie. Which, by the way, never seen it.
I have. Yeah, it's
I
all
heard
right.
but they knew that movie was coming when they were building, so they were just kind of like planning ahead for tying it into that movie because they always intended having that movie tie in with it.
Yeah. I feel honestly, I feel like something like Zootopia would be better in that place, or Indiana Jones. Heck, even something Pocahontas themed.
Well, that was part of like Camp Mini Mickey. There was a lot of Pocahontas in there, and they replaced her with Pandora. I mean,
this is why I like the South America idea better, is because I like that, save for Pandora, every area of the park is themed to a real area of the world.
Yeah.
And it has that culture and everything. It's kind of like Epcot all over again, but based in nature.
Yeah.
I like that aspect, so I'd like to see them go into South America and with its folklore and natural history and all that.
Yeah, and I think one thing for at least for Roxy and I when we were in Dinoland, like one of the draws is like, oh, you can see a real dinosaur, dinosaur suit. That's in the pathway leading up to the Dino Institute. Except that's just a cast, and the real thing is in the Field Museum here in Chicago. It's like, I've seen that dino. I've seen the real bones for that dino. Why would I want to stop and look at that? I mean, that it's like they couldn't.
Because not everyone's from Chicago.
Well, I get that. I get that. And
there are a lot of museums similar to that museum all over the U.S.
Right. And it's just like, okay, I've gone and spent maybe like $10, $20 to see dinosaur bones. And I think that's what people are thinking. Oh, it's Dino Land. It's like, okay, why what's so special about dinosaurs. I think they were trying to tap into maybe a more male and like boys for that a little bit more. Boys
Yeah.
like dinosaurs, right? Bring them into the park that way. But I do think it felt flat, but I think a lot of people do think it's cheap because of the Midway games and the Dinorama. But if you kind of listen to the backstory about it, like that's the reason why it was a last minute replacement. They set up this little carnival in the parking lot of the Dino Institute, or abandoned parking lot, and it was basically the roller coaster was basically the dinosaur ride as a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Well,
So it was meant to look like it was meant to look cheap because that was part of the theming and the backstory.
It looks like a Dino. I'm gonna be honest. Dino Land looks like a 1950s carnival.
And that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. Everybody did their job.
Yeah, that was what they were going for.
That's what they were going for.
At least the Dinorama area.
Yes.
I've long stated if you go into restaurant stores, which is my preferred quick service at Animal Kingdom, I know that's going to upset Kim with her love for Flame Tree, but anyway. But if you go into one of the rooms at restaurant stores, it literally looks like the mess hall of a summer camp.
Yeah. I think well, here's the thing. When the Imagineers came up with Animal Kingdom, the reason why the Tree of Life looks like the way it does is, and the original concept art for Animal Kingdom was they were supposed to have obviously real animals, but they were going to throw in fictional animals in there, like dragons and such, and that never really came apart.
Well, that was Camp Mini Mickey / now Pandora. It was supposed to be the Beastly Kingdom. And then Camp Mini Mickey was just put that little Disney characters in there, give them a little area for little kids.
Camp Mini Mickey was supposed to be a placeholder until they moved into Phase 2 and started building Beastly Kingdom, which never happened.
Yeah.
And I can attest to boys being interested in dinosaurs, because growing up, one of my favorite movies, don't know if you've heard of it, it's kind of obscure, but it's a movie called We're Back.
I never heard of it.
Hold on.
I thought he was being sarcastic because he say Jurassic Park.
No.
My word!
Okay, just say it. Like, stop drawing this out. Say Jurassic Park. But
I seriously want to see Dino Land be turned into something that is going to draw more of a crowd.
Oh, there it is.
I think Animal Kingdom is the last vestige of what 90s Disney was really all about.
Yeah.
Not really in Disney, like before Iger. Oh, yeah. Steven Spielberg? Oh.
I've never heard of that movie.
Never heard of it either.
Well.
Universal.
We're kind of blurry.
That is clearly the Universal logo.
Okay.
Am I going to have to bring this up there with me next time I come?
You're gonna make me watch that. You're gonna make me. I know you're gonna make me watch that.
Yes, I am.
I called it.
See, Michelle knows it.
Mm-hmm. And hello, Surfer Girl. She was just at Disney World, right? For her birthday. Well, happy birthday, because I don't think I.
Yeah, she was at Hollywood Studios. What was it? A week ago?
Yeah.
A few days ago, or something like that.
I saw Surfer Girl at Magic Kingdom last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think she was she went to every park and saw.
Yeah, she celebrated her birthday at Hollywood. So.
And then they park hopped to Magic.
Just like, well, I couldn't park hop back in July, but yeah. Hey, you know what? That's not the lines were super short back in July. You know that. So I mean, you could riding Tower of Terror like 5 times in one day. That's like unheard of when you're also riding Millennium Falcon and Rise of the Resistance and Slinky
Unless you
Dog.
pay
and
for
all that.
after hours.
Well, that
Yeah.
is true. That is
I mean,
true.
unless you're Sammying Red Space Mountain 13 times
Yeah.
in one day.
I did like 3 or 4 times at the end of the day, and it's honestly they needed like at the time they needed just a way to just say, okay, you can just cycle back around. But maybe I don't know. I actually just watched a video on Disney World Space Mountain, and I didn't realize that the unload and the load stations are on 2 different levels.
You didn't know there was a ramp there that takes you back upstairs?
Well, I know there's a ramp that takes you back upstairs. I know that there's a ramp that takes you downstairs, but I thought the unload, I always thought the unload and the load station were on the same level. But the unload is actually underneath the load station. And then there is a lift hill that takes the trains and loops it back around.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
no.
two things. One, if there's a ramp, why would they be on the same level? There's clearly an incline there. Have you never been on those ramps? Just yes or no.
Yeah.
Have you walked on those ramps?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know there's an incline there. Why would they be on the same level? And 2, how did you not pick up on there not being a chain lift back up to the load station level?
I
When
just
you
thought it was-
when you're waiting to get on, you can clearly hear them coming up the chain lift from around the corner.
well, for most of the time, I think there's only 3 of the trips to Disney World that I've been on has it been really enclosed, like the load station's been enclosed. Okay.
Mhm.
So that would be 2011, 2020, and 2019. Those are the only 3 times where it's been like current. The rest of the times have been the load station has been open to the actual ride, and you can hear the clicking for the actual lift hill for the actual ride portion of the ride. And so when you're growing up and you listen to that, it just seems normal. So that's the reason why. But
Okay, then I go back to the ramp thing.
no comment. No comment.
Michelle, don't quiz Aaron on that.
Yeah.
But going
It
back
was
to Tower of
rainy
Terror,
last weekend.
going back to Tower of Terror though, like with the projections that they're going to put on nightly, to kind of make it look possibly how it looked in before the whole thing started. Honestly, I don't know why they don't do projections for Halloween, because I think that's actually probably one of the better parts of the celebration is putting a projection down Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
And it actually doesn't look mismatched, because you know how Christmas, it's a horror ride, right? It's a thrill ride.
Yeah.
And to put all those Christmas happy stuff on it, it's a mismatch. When you hear people screaming out of it, and just the way that the whole thing is supposed to feel. But
You know what I miss this past Christmas season though?
Snope.
Well, yeah, Snope, but I'm talking about down Sunset. You know, they normally put those screens there, those LED screens that play videos along with the projections.
Yeah.
And I miss watching Swedish Chef sing Jingle Bells and build a gingerbread house.
well, isn't one like I thought those screens were there year round though? Maybe not.
One of them is
One of them is.
the one that's next to the Hollywood Hills Amphitheater entrance.
Right.
That has the Fantasmic graphic on it. That one's
Right.
there year round.
Okay.
But they built another temporary one.
On the left hand side, right?
Yeah, next to what is it, Mama Rosie or something like that, Rosie's Cafe or something like that.
The outdoor food court with like Fairfax Fair and yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but they put second temporary one, but the one with the Fantasmic graphic on it next to the amphitheater entrance, that one's permanent. That one's there year round.
Right. And that like it's the Phantasm it's just cover, right? And they can take the cover.
Well, see, they used to, actually use the LED screen and put that Phantasm graphic on it and display it with the lights.
Right.
But I guess they wanted to save money with not having to run it all the time, so because now they got that plastic cover on it that only comes off during.
Well, the LED screen also kind of ruins the theming with Sunset Boulevard, wouldn't you think? Like there was no such thing as an LED screen back in the 1920s and 30s. So
Don't come in here with your logic, Matt.
Sorry.
Okay, so.
But then again, like you look to your left, and there's Rock and Roller Coaster. So
Yeah.
And that is very, I want to say 90s.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Bye. Did you do that?
I don't know what happened. I did not do that.
I wonder if his laptop died.
It probably did.
So this is now the portion of the stream where we wonder where Matt went. It just cut him mid-sentence.
What
Gosh, it literally just crashed on me.
did it crash?
I'm like, what happened to my internet screen? But yeah, no, you're right, Aaron. It's very 90s. Yeah. I was watching a TikTok. Okay, I'm still here. And the cast member that actually worked for Rock and Roller Coaster is talking about how, like, every once in a while she would get, is the ride still working? Like, well, yeah. Like, well, I haven't seen anybody come out for the outside portion yet. Like, what outside portion? Like, we don't have an outside portion. No, you do. The guitar thing, that's the outside portion of the ride, right? No, it's just decoration. Like, no. Like, the ride's broken. I know it's broken. There should be people coming out and like, no, I work here. Like, I work here. Like, well, I'll come back in about an hour and just check to see if it's broken or not. Like, all right, you do that. But just in case, the entrance is that way.
Did they really think the guitar was the actual?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I could get it because it's supposed to maybe mimic a little bit like a roller coaster track, but that's supposed to be a hint of what's inside the building. Although it's like Tanya streamed that one night where someone literally called Cinderella Castle the Tower of Terror. I still remember that. I'm like, oh, totally. I forget which one it is, but the person's like, oh, look, there's the Tower of Terror. And like,
It's not the tower.
No.
That's
Maybe it looked like the Tower of Terror with the birthday cake overlay back 5 years ago. But not right now. Which is when people confuse, like when people confuse stuff between the coasts or like, oh look, like that's the Matterhorn or what? It's like, no, the Matterhorn's not even here. Like that's Everest.
At least I can understand. I mean, as stupid as it sounds, for an adult to seriously think that that's part of the track outside, I can understand an adult looking at that and at first, for a split second, thinking that that's actual part of the track, then discovering, oh wait, no, it's not, because logic kicks in.
But then to argue with the cast member. No, go ahead.
Can I just say, as a former cast member, I have something similar that happened to me like that. I had this dad who came up to me at one of the carts on Main Street, asked me where Cinderella's castle was, and the cart I was working at was right in front of Cinderella's castle. I'm like, it's right there. They're like, oh.
I mean, I know it doesn't look like the one in the movie, but still, like it's the castle. Like it's that thing that you've been staring at the whole time.
So they didn't have the fingerprint scanners like they do now when you work there, right, babe?
No, because
They had the regular turnstile with paper tickets.
yeah,
But you-
they were still having the paper tickets. I think I don't know if they were experimenting yet with cards because I think the cards came out before the Magic Bands.
Yeah.
It wasn't until
Oh, the RFID cards you're talking about. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
those cards. Those came out before the Magic Bands. And you would put it through a machine and it will spit out your ticket, and it would light green indicating yes your ticket was real, because people were buying, unfortunately people were selling fake tickets. So
Well, they had the fingerprint with the turnstiles. Because I do remember doing that with the paper ticket or the key to the world cards, like just the regular magnetic strip cards, having to put my finger on the thing. So that's not new with the Magic Bands. That's
Well, anyway, so the reason I bring that up and ask Roxy that is there's this YouTuber I watch. He was a PhotoPass photographer back when PhotoPass was first getting started, and apparently it was a joke amongst cast members at the time that the fingerprint scanner would suck the smarts out of guests, because guests came in and brains went kind of dumb guests.
so Michelle, the answer to your question is possibly. I know Disney right now is not hiring. I know they're calling back cast members that were let go.
That were furloughed then laid off.
Yes. So as soon as they say, hey, we're not taking new applications for new cast members, you can bet I will give it a thought and look into possibly being a cast member again. Possibly.
See, what would make me laugh is that if she went and got hired by Disney again, doing the exact same thing she was doing during her DCP.
Selling popcorn and Mickey bars.
I would hate selling popcorn, because I would be like,
Oh, we did that. We did that. We were allowed to do that. We were actually our coordinators and managers told us that we were allowed to do that.
oh, okay, all right, well,
Especially when we first made it fresh.
oh, well, yeah, that's you don't want stale popcorn.
Yeah.
So, the lesson of the day is that the cast members snack on their own popcorn they make.
We did it when guests weren't looking. We're just like, okay, is the coast clear? Okay. We would
All right.
grab like a small little cup.
All right, Roxy, open your mouth.
But seriously, would you laugh if you got back into that role?
Oh my word! I got back into.
You'd be like, I quit.
The thing is I would be eating everything, and I would gain like 10 pounds.
Costume. I need a new costume. Next size up, please. Yeah, and keep the next size up on standby, because we're going to need that too.
And for those of you who don't know, Disney costuming is very interesting, to say the least, because they have been washed and worn by many different people, and I do mean many different people, and they've been washed so many times, they have shrunk. So they're a lot smaller than what they actually say. So Disney sizing is not true sizing to what you would normally get at the stores. So that's fun. That was fun. And they're not all breathable. Regardless, they're not all comfortable. They're not all breathable. A lot of them are polyester.
I think they've been working on that recently with newer costumes. They've been trying to work on their breathability.
If
But
you're
yeah,
With the
outside in
newer-
like 100-degree weather, like you need your costume to have some sort of breathability, I would think.
I can
Yeah,
tell
I think they've been working on that with the newer ones.
I can tell you my most uncomfortable costume that I had to wear while working at the Magic Kingdom was the Adventureland costumes. They looked like striped pajamas. They were long pants and they were a t-shirt. They came down here, and they were the most. They were made from this uncomfortable material that would swoosh, and they would, when it would really hot and humid, they would stick to your body like no other because you're sweating like crazy. And that would be whenever I got placed into Adventureland working the popcorn stands there. So
Did you? I would think Tomorrowland would be the most uncomfortable.
no, Tomorrowland was a lot more breathable than Adventureland.
Okay.
So, which was your favorite land to work the carts in?
My favorite land to work the carts would surprisingly was Main Street. Even though my favorite lands in the park are Frontierland and Fantasyland, Main Street was my favorite part to work carts at.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Quite the view all day, just standing there like, oh, there's the castle.
I got to see the castle. I got to see the stage shows. I got to see the parades, the fireworks. When it came to special events, I got to see the special event stuff front and center.
Can't beat that.
Yeah,
No. That the costumes don't look too terrible in terms of comfortability too. So I mean, they're probably, maybe they're not the best, but maybe they're definitely not the worst from what you said.
I
Okay,
can
so
tell you the Frontierland costume. No, I take that back. The Liberty Square costume for the department that I worked at got a makeover from the last time I was there. I obviously have to go back and really look at the costumes again because a lot of them got makeovers.
Oh, totally.
So I'm going to answer this question myself, but I want to ask you, babe.
Yes.
What role, if you were to become a cast member again, would you want? Anything's open to you.
Anything's open.
Mm-hmm.
There are two I would like to give a try. I would like to give character attendant a try, and I would love to give attractions a try.
Okay, now I'm going to ask a question. If you could
Okay.
pick
No,
any
I
attraction,
haven't. Hold on. One second.
Oh,
Let me
sorry,
answer
sorry,
my question first. Let me answer my own question first. I'd want either attractions, monorail, or PhotoPass. Yeah, put on your face thong.
His face diaper.
Yeah. Hey, Destination Disney vlogs.
Hi, Destination Disney.
All right, Matt, ask your question to her.
okay, so what attraction would it be? Like if you could pick any attraction.
It would have to be the most obvious attraction.
Dinosaur.
Have you forgotten that Magic Kingdom is our favorite park?
Yeah, I know.
It would for sure have to be Splash.
I could, yeah, I would. That would be a cool one.
It seems like attractions at Tomorrowland can work any Tomorrowland ride because they all wear the same costume.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's, if you look at Fantasyland, the costumes are done by like zone. You have like the west, like the forest zone. You have the circus zone, and then you have the
Renaissance zone.
Renaissance, the traditional, the more classical Small World zone. Let's call it that. So like that's totally how they work. I mean, that's not just a Disney World thing, a Magic Kingdom thing. That's also like it's any theme park. They do that at Six Flags too.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is that it feels like you could have a morning shift at Buzz Lightyear and then finish off your shift in the evening at Space Mountain.
Well, I think from a like an employee standpoint, it changes up your day. Because I mean, Roxy you didn't work at just Main Street. You were put in various parts. So it's like instead of having one location.
I know with some attractions, and I can't say, and it's not true for all. With some attractions, they do cross over, and you can get placed as long as it's a similar costume or the same costume. You can work at another attraction in the same area if you wanted to.
I know, like the Speedway has a different costume than some of the other ones.
Yes.
Definitely.
Although I did see, I think it was last weekend. I met up with Tanya for a little bit, and while we were waiting on Speedway, I saw the cast members in the regular Speedway uniforms, and then I saw a cast member in the regular Tomorrowland uniform come in and switch out places. It's like, you're not wearing the Speedway uniform there, dude.
And I
Common.
And I might have actually seen somebody with a Speedway costume actually work Space Mountain once. This might have been years and years and years ago, but I think I vaguely remember seeing that. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering things. I do that often. But
so just because I haven't done it yet today, Matt.
Was that the one you bought me?
oh
No, this is my Hearts one.
Oh, okay.
You have your Hearts ones.
So this was from 2010 September. There we go. That was the Fantasyland costume.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm wearing.
Turn it to the right a little bit. There we go.
Okay. So what I'm wearing right there, that's the Fantasyland. That was the Fantasyland costume for the carts.
You have to show me this picture, babe.
I think I did.
I don't think I've ever seen that picture before.
I think I showed you before.
I really don't think I've seen a picture of you in costume when you're a cast member.
Babe. Don't make me do this.
This is
Don't
me
make you do
literally just
what?
getting out of the picture. I don't want to be a part of this fight.
What fight?
I could actually say some more stuff to get you in trouble, Aaron, but I'm not.
Matt, I swear.
Anyway, so like, how are they going to get that? Like the fireflies, are those going to be projections, or could they be something else? Are the fireflies or the pixie dust in the castle for the 50th?
I would think it's projection.
Projection, or the pixie dust could be some sort of like Snope machines on various points of the castle. But again, I don't think you really be able to use Snope in Animal Kingdom. It'd be cool if they used drones. I mean, they tried like a drone projection show, like years and years ago, or not Animal Kingdom, but Downtown Disney when it was Downtown Disney.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
there you
I'm
go.
gonna highlight what Michelle said. And there we go.
So we're just gonna leave it on that, huh?
Yeah, because I'm 100% positive.
What's that saying? Happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
Or or she put it in her in one of her videos a few months ago. Happy Disney wife, happy life.
Yeah. I think it was the Christmas live stream.
You know my memory, babe. So I don't think you did, but if you did, I've forgotten.
I'm positive I did.
Well,
Yes,
share it with
honey,
me
you were
again.
right. I agree. Keep saying it, because that's going to be your life for the next
Yes, dear.
eternity. Again, say it with conviction. Come on. Not that was weak. Come on. A little bit more oomph.
Matt, I swear
Yes,
I
dear.
am going to be back.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
shall we wrap
He's
this up?
probably on
Shall
my
we-
side with this one.
Shall we wrap this up before I kill Matt?
Okay, so before we wrap things up, there is one thing I want to ask chat, and I want everyone to answer this question. If you could do any drop whirl at Disney, where would it be and which park?
Repeat the question.
If you could have any role at Disney, where would it be? What would you do and which park?
Oh, roll. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Well, we're kind of waiting for. I didn't answer that question. It's a tough question, but it would probably be. I don't know. It'd probably be either at the seas or at the land, because that's basically like the science stuff, like the only
Okay.
science stuff that are still there. Like I would want to
Photo pass at Magic Kingdom, y'all. That's me.
What would
And
you,
I like how Jeff pulled out horticulture.
see if I was like one of those topiary. That would be cool to do, being like a person's in charge of all those topiaries.
yeah.
But it would be like the Netflix show Nailed It, where it's like try to copy Mickey Mouse, and I'll be like, or something like that. The ears would probably be like this. Exactly.
All right, babe. We
Maybe
have a
Mickey Mouse
long
with
movie to get
Goofy's
to.
nose or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse, Goofy ears, and
So
Hiya, pal. What did you do to my nose?
Michelle said
Frank
she
and
would
Mickey.
Tomorrowland because it's where Stitch is at. And she would love to be friends with Stitch.
At this point, I'm about ready to fly down to Florida and just go like, all right, screw this. We're opening the ride. Where's the key? Let's start this thing up. Because I want my people mover.
Oh, I can see the headlines now. Midwesterner gets banned from Disney for opening the People Mover.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's those two people at Tokyo Disney. I was that did fake backstage or fake Oriental Land Company IDs, and they got into the backstage because they wanted to see all the interesting things, quote unquote, that was back there.
So what is it you said earlier, babe? You said you volunteered as tribute.
To test ride it if they need
Yeah.
people to test ride it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go and steal the keys.
No, you're not. You're not as stupid as Matt on that.
They don't. It's not like a grandma in the parking lot that leaves your car running. And I'm only gonna be like 5 minutes. They're not gonna put him in obvious places. Like I would have to like.
He'd have to sneak down into the utilidors.
I would
Yeah.
sneak down. I would have to have all the right security clearance badges and all that stuff and photo people. Like it's It's too complicated.
It's too complicated.
It's too complicated. I'm not James Bond.
Dun 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 dun
Not
dun
top-
dun dun.
That's Mission Impossible. That's Tom Cruise.
I know. I know what I did.
I know what you did, but I said James Bond, and
I know you're not James Bond. And you're not. What is Tom Cruise character in Mission Impossible? Because you're not him either.
I don't know.
I can
Because
tell.
it is truly Mission Impossible.
For what I can tell you, to those people that tried sneaking into, what is it, Tokyo Disneyland?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing interesting backstage. Backstage is nothing interesting. It's not as glamorous as people think it is, and
I think all the cool things that people want to see are when the work lights come up for like Splash Mountain or Space Mountain,
yeah.
and they have to get evac, and then they're seeing those. That's what people want to see, and I think that's what people think backstage is all about. Although the one thing I do want to see backstage is the DAC system at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Is it DAC? Is it the what the audio system? Is that what it's called? No.
Yeah.
DAX is the. But that would be cool to see all those computers that control every sound in the parks.
I can tell you backstage is not as exciting as people think it is. All
Yeah,
your
there's
all your
backstage
things
things
are
that I want to see.
show
But
buildings and a lot of things that really isn't all that exciting.
Again, that's for me. That's the nerd I am. Computers. They're just computers. I'm like, but it's computers. Matt has the
Let's take
the need for speed.
And I can tell you the utilitors they're gross looking.
Well, they're like it has a utility in the title. Like they're not supposed to be decorative. They're utility
Functional.
corridors. They're functional.
They're
That's what utility is. It's functional.
But a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have this glamorous vision that the utilitors have something amazing down there. They don't. I hate to burst people bubbles, but yeah.
I still want to go down there in the Keys to the Kingdom tour, though.
Yeah, even though I've seen the utilitors as a former cast member because Magic Kingdom was my park, I still want to do that tour and just revisit the utilitors for memories.
See, I can see it now. Me and Roxy do this tour in the future. She's like, "Oh, that's where I skinned my knee one time when I fell."
All right. So since I don't see any more answers for my question, I think we're just gonna wrap it up because Aaron and I do have a movie. It's a 2-hour-long movie. I do want to say, and this is not confirmed yet, so I'm waiting for these people to get back to me in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm going to have 2 special guests. I'm not going to say their names.
Just in case they don't confirm.
In case they don't confirm. All I will say is they are well known within the Disney community and they're pretty big. At least to my standards, they're pretty big.
No, they're big.
Yeah. So, keep a lookout on a special announcement for that on my social media, which would be Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if one of my mods would please share my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter links, that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah. What people don't know is when they're on their date night, I'm still in the chat, and it's very awkward. Very awkward when they're watching their movie.
Don't listen to it.
So
I don't leave this box.
yeah, we keep them stuffed in that box so we know where to find him every Saturday night when we need him.
Exactly. And it's not that I'm running late. It's just that I'm scared to come on. You don't want to know what they do to me when the camera turns off, when that live button turns off.
my word.
You have the
I'm joking.
taser ready, babe?
Oh,
He gets his meals in a small little tray.
sometimes this is just they just tell me to eat salt. That's all.
Oh my word.
Okay. All I'm going to say before we sign off is, y'all, my hiatus is over. I'm back at it Wednesday from Flower and Garden. Come hang out at start time. I don't know yet. I still have to confirm with my brother whether he has the right to work or not. I'm hoping for rope drop, but I'm not committing to that yet.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next Saturday. So, bye.
See you real soon.